Hi everybody, I'm Bunny Lu. I'm a normal high school student who's into art and producing my own songs. At the same time, I'm also a rebellious teenage girl who loves to discover problems from my own point of view and explore them, or sometimes even express them through artworks. And it's my honor to be here to share some thoughts about them with you guys through this platform. Actually, I feel grateful every day for the fact that I actually got the freedom to do a lot of things that maybe other people consider as normal. For example, writing songs about whatever I want, dyeing my hair to whatever color and style I like, being able to go to school, and being treated nicely with respect by most of the people around me. Sometimes I even appreciate the fact that I got to argue with a lot of people, like my parents, my friends, both girlfriends and boyfriends. You guys might think I'm ridiculous for feeling touched by these small things. I also thought that way before I met those girls in Daliangshan. You guys probably guessed the topic that I'm gonna talk about today and feel like it's a cliche one. I also thought that way before, when I'm about to hear this kind of speech given by some grown-ups talking about uneasy reality under the rotten traditional gender inequality. However, recently, I actually get the opportunity to interact with these attitudes in reality. Poverty has always been a problem throughout history. People are always trying to solve the problems. While some of them being successfully solved, some remain. In 2024, there's still about 9.2% of the global population suffering every day and live on less than $1.9 per day. And these poor communities always have very traditional views. In the village I went to, all the girls there will get married and being asked to give birth to kids when they're like 14 or 15 years old. When we're currently enjoying our high school life, learning stuff, chilling out with our friends, they are actually carrying the burden of being a good wife and a good mother on their shoulder. The Global Gender Gap Report 2018 reports that these attitudes sees China as one that has the most skewed sex ratio toward boys out of 149 surveyed countries. And these attitudes actually affect how women's and girls' behavior are perceived. I've talked to so many girls and their parents there. And as soon as their parents saw me, they labeled me as a bad example or bad girl because of my hair color. So what's the definition for a bad girl for them? Well, it's pretty simple. It's a bad girl is just someone who have the appearance that men don't like. Simple as that. I was shocked back then. And those girls are shocked too. When teachers from our team taught them classes as temporary substitute teachers, they asked me, aren't male teachers like to beat people and yell at them when they got something wrong? I responded, oh my God, if one of my teachers do that, maybe he will probably get arrested or I will report him. And they became more astounded. I stand up for myself like that. They said, what? Then you're gonna be the one that no man will like, because men only like women who are quiet and obedient. I was frozen right in front of her. I actually had anticipated that because in a lot of Chinese traditional societies and belief system, men were much superior. A sense of helplessness was choking me. I had to go for a walk. Walking about the campus, through the library, seeing all those books we donated them a few years ago on ground, teared apart, and the only one who is carrying those books and actually reading them sometimes are boys. I've never met peers thinking and living with this kind of mindset before. I was screaming in my heart, like, men can't be the core of your whole life, girls. You shouldn't be the machine of just, giving birth. You have so much talents that you haven't even realized. You need to escape this place, but by, studying or whatever it means you can. When I saw them again, I asked them, do you guys have any dreams, like for any point of your life? Being a dancer, artist, mathematician, engineer, anything like that. They didn't hesitate and said, well, I'm pretty clear about my goal for life. It's just marrying a man, hopefully a rich one, giving birth to babies, being a good mom who can do all the houseworks. So maybe like my future husband can be proud of me and hopefully more gentle. What? Why is it all about men again? I asked. What do you mean? They said. This is how things work out here. My mom told me this, and she did this also. Marrying, giving birth, working the rest of her life for her husband and kids. I was shocked. So clearly, poverty is not only causing people to have low living standard, but also limit their views about future. All the possibilities and potentials are narrowed down to one single social rule over the subsequent generations. And no one's even want to make a change because they have been in this comfort zone for too long. Women and girls are almost like brainwashed there, thinking that it is the right thing to do because everybody else is doing it. And all their value can only be displayed by being a good mom and good wife. These attitudes are not only affecting girls who want to come out of the mountain and live a different life, but also holding back all the progresses we've made so far. Additionally, no one's able to make a change. There's not enough resources available for them with respect to high-quality education that support them with knowledge to break these invisible rules that's holding them back. This is kind of like a vicious cycle right here, starting with boys are preferentially sought, and young mothers are encouraged to continuously give birth until a son arrives, which means that these young mothers coming out tired again looking after another baby. They don't have time to study, and they don't have time to work. They just keep spending all their time on husbands and kids and their families. This is because they love them. And I think it's important that everybody and everywhere is reminded again how respectful that is. More importantly, sons and daughters should be valued the same. There is plenty of evidence from ABC Net study from 2023 showing that having a daughter actually can be good for both your finances and health. Furthermore, women's work are always undervalued. A UCLA study shows that girls between 5 years old to 14 years old are spending 40% more time than boys on domestic work. And we can see all around us, women all around the world are doing this kind of job. Maybe perhaps it's due to the fact that biologically we're caregivers. In the United States, unpaid caregivers lost an average of $304,000 on wages and benefits over their lifetime. According to MetLife study from 2011. However, this is not all girls can do. Girls can do much more than that. Imagine if those women are able to go back to work instead of just being required as a machine of giving birth to sons. I believe the family incomes there will jump. But the problem is still there because of those old-fashioned attitudes are holding many communities and individuals back. So how do we deal with this? How we start is by showing them that women can also be the economic providers for one family. Before the conversation, I think what I'm gonna do is try to not give them the second heart attack with my red hair. So my conversation with those parents can be smoother because they won't be distracted by this terrifying hair color that much and focus on what I can do instead of what I look like. I'm not gonna preach or lecture because it's useless. However, I did notice that they ask a lot of questions about me. And before they're curious enough, they're likely to do it again. I think I'm gonna tell them what I'm gonna do with my life and hope that they reflect this on their daughters. With good education, could achieve same potentials, contribute to the family, match the boys, or even exceed the boys. I'll try to, simply just be a good example for them, and in doing so, hope they realize just how much their daughters can help them out. In conclusion, women and girls are victims in so many cases whenever there's something wrong with the society. And patriarchy was first being challenged way back to Renaissance, when scholars make a claim that women look stupid is not because they're actually stupid, it's because the society never gave them a chance to receive proper education to show their talents. Again, how did that improve? I mean, it's through better educations, improvements on social expectations for women and girls, and also more resources available. Same for this case. What we can do is obtain them a better and more responsible education team, show them girls' potential, and eventually break the designed social rules step by step. And last but not least, more resources. With these three major movements, I think we can and will be able to slowly and gradually let those girls be aware of their unique values are far more than just giving birth to babies. And by giving women and girls chances to have good education, I think it will bring the renaissance of hope to any locations. So let's just show the world how great that will be. Thank you.